Are you not helping anybody? Yeah, pretty much. Glory be to God. What is good, y'all? Welcome to or back to another episode of Yeah, Pretty Much, a show where I talk about anything, everything, and nothing for about 10 minutes every single Monday. And I recently, I didn't mention this in the last podcast, but in the last podcast, I was fresh off a 30-day, 31-day. How many days were in last month? I don't know. But I was off of a month-long sabbatical from social media. I wasn't on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or any of that kind of stuff, unless it was for work. But I wasn't on any of it for my own personal stuff. And I do that every July. If you know me, you know that. In a previous podcast, it might have been last year, I don't know. But I prayed before I went on the sabbatical. So yeah, I do that every July, and it's basically like just taking a month off to reconnect with God, get my thoughts back focused and not distracted on social media and stuff like that. And it's always a good time, but there's a common thread with every time that I do that, and it's not wanting to even get back on social media. Like, after you may take a sabbatical for like a week, you may take a sabbatical for like a couple of days, but whenever you take a sabbatical from social media, or you fast from social media for like a month, or maybe even 3 weeks, after about 3 weeks, you're like, I don't even want to get back on here. You're over it by that time. And a lot of Christians, I feel, go through this, where it's like, I don't even want to be on this anymore. I don't even like social media. I just want to delete all of it. It's toxic and, all this kind of stuff. We all go through that. And I've tried. If you know me, you know that I have tried. Like, even before my sabbatical, as you all probably know if you are on this channel a lot, I wasn't on this channel for like 5 months. I was over social media. Like, I'm in a constant state of being over social media. But this particular time, Ashley's been doing it with me since we've been married. She didn't do it before, but now that we're married, every July we both do the sabbatical. And Ashley is still on that whole, like, I'm not on social media. Like, Ashley is like extending or whatever, and that's good. But for me personally, I felt charged up. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get back on social media. I'm just gonna pump out mad content. Like, I'm just gonna create mad stuff, and I'm just going to like get on the devil's nerves. That's still one of my goals, is to get on the devil's nerves daily, and all this kind of stuff. But it's been, what's today, like the 8th or the I don't know what today is. But it's only been like a week of being back on social media, and I'm already like, you know what? I'm not about to be on this anymore. I've literally had thoughts in my head about just ducking off and chilling, and like getting back off of social media, like how I was on the sabbatical, just literally for the rest of the year, and like indefinitely or whatever. And yesterday I was going back and forth. I was torn between doing what I'd originally said, which is go hard and create content and get on the devil's nerves, or to just duck off for this year and, just focus on myself and stuff like that, right? And I literally kept hearing in my head, you're not helping anyone, or who are you helping by doing that? And like, it's really got me lately, like thinking about that. Like, a lot of times we try to just stay to ourselves, or we try to hold in things because it's like, who's gonna listen, who's gonna watch, who's gonna whatever. But it's like, who are you helping by doing that? God has called us all to the earth for something. Like, it may not be creating YouTube content, it may not be creating TikToks, it may not be creating music, it may not be whatever, but God has called all of us to this earth to do something. We are all called for something. And before preparing to do this podcast, I also felt like there are times where you do need to like step away. Like the Bible said, Jesus would go away for some time and pray. So it is important to go away sometimes and to like spend time by yourself, get closer to God or whatever. But the majority of your life, you're called to do something. It may not be to the masses. It may be to just like one person. It may be to like a group of people, but like you're called to do something. And by not doing it, literally, who are you helping? And then like, I would say like metaphorically or something like that, who are you helping? But like, that junk just blew up in my head thinking about it, when it was just like, if I stay to myself, then who am I helping by doing that? Like, it's a common thing for me to want to withdraw and just duck off and just stay to myself. But then every time I do that, I be having these urges inside of me, like create something or record something or design something. And it's like, I was made to do those types of things. It's in me. Like, it's just naturally in me. Like, if I don't create something or do something artistic for a long period of time, then I'm going to start to have this itch. But I'm not supposed to use that for my own gain. I'm not supposed to use my creativity to just boost myself up. And like, every time that I've tried to do that, I've got nothing out of it. But it's much more rewarding when I use my talents and my gifts to glorify God and to bring people closer to God. And so that's what I need to use it for. But if I don't do that, if I do nothing and I just go to work, come home, go to work, come home, just be in my own little bubble, I'm not helping anybody out by doing that. So use your gifts, your talent, whatever that is, to glorify God in whatever way possible, to however many people possible that you can. Don't keep it in for yourself. It's also like a testimony. Like I've been learning since I've been growing up. Testimonies, you go through things so that way you'll have a testimony to share with other people that are also going through those things. There's power in a testimony, but if you don't share your testimony, who are you helping? That's the title of my sermon today. Who are you helping? Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, who are you helping? Look at your other neighbor and tap them on the shoulder, and when they get awkward, say, who are you helping? Look at the people in the back row that can't see you, that don't want to talk to anybody because that's why they sat in the back row. But I need everybody in the entire congregation to look at that back row and ask, who are you helping? I will talk to y'all later. I love y'all. Hopefully I can crank out some stuff. I have a lot of stuff in the works, but I don't know. I'm taking my time. But I need to hurry up and get things moving, because if not, then I'm not even going to say it. You already know where I'm going with this. So I love y'all. Leave in the comments. I haven't asked y'all to leave anything in the comments in a long time, but leave in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube. Something that, like, what are your gifts? Like, what are things that you're good at? And, like, how can you use it to glorify God, or, walk in calling? Do you even know what your calling is? Leave that in the comments, and I will talk to y'all next Monday. Glory be to God. Peace.
Out here like what's poppin', dog. Devil wanna pop it off. G.O.D. said knock it off. I don't gotta say a lot. I don't gotta talk it off. You gon' see the fruit that's on me. You don't know what I be on. I got all this favor on me. I got all this drip from